Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In case you're new here, my name is Phylis Kungu. Thank you for stepping into this video. Thank you for stepping into this channel. In case you're not subscribed to this channel, kindly hit that subscription button, give this video a thumbs up and turn on the notification bell so that wherever I upload a video, you'll be notified. So welcome to this channel. As the title of the video is saying, today it's story time. Today I'm going to give you a story of my life, and as I do this, I'm not doing this to buy pity from you or mercy from you. I'm doing this to encourage someone who maybe has lost hope in life, someone who's feeling crushed, and someone who's just about to give up, to tell you that there is hope. It's not done until it's done. So let's get down to the video. Let me just come here to the camera so that you can see me well. Am I looking nice? It's in the morning and I feel like I'm still looking sleepy, but it's okay. So this is my story. Yeah, I'm Phylis Kungu, and I'm born in a family of four, the firstborn in the family of four. Yeah, and the only daughter to my parents. The other are three very handsome boys. Yeah, and so I just grew up as a normal kid. My parents brought me up as a normal kid, and I schooled through my 8 years in primary school until I reached in class 8, and I did my first Kcpe in 2010, and I scored 300 marks, and that was not bad marks, because considering that I was in a public school, that's a mark that's attained by, let's say, a bright student or something. Yes, so I scored 300 marks, and let me say, my parents were not well off, and I'm not doing this to embarrass my parents. I'm not doing this to embarrass or talk bad about my background. I'm doing this to encourage someone, because of course I'm not where I was. That's why I have this courage of talking whatever I'm saying, because God has removed me from the situation. So my parents didn't afford to take me to high school, and because I was invited, I received an admission letter from a boarding school, and the fees was a little bit higher. And considering that my parents didn't have a stable job, and that was a lot. The school fees was a lot, so they couldn't afford. So I was this tiny girl, small girl. I was tiny, thin, and everything. And I told my mom, I think, because since we don't have the school fees, I think I should go back to class 8 and learn for another 1 year. Maybe by the time the year is getting done, you'll have gotten the school fees, and you'll afford to pay the school fees for me to a good school. So my mom was like, it's okay, I don't have any issue with that. You go, do your best. We hope God is gonna open the way. So that's what I did. I went back to school, and I studied for another 1 year. This is 2011 now. I studied for another 1 year, and I did my KCP for the second time in November, and the results were released in December, and I scored 326 marks. And this time, I'm telling you, the situation was worse than it was in the previous year, like where it was bad. So my parents still couldn't afford taking me to the high school that I received an admission letter from. So my dad suggested, let's take you to a local school here, because it's a day school, because there at least you can try and afford to pay the school fees, because of course it's low. And I really hated this particular school. I don't want to mention the name, but I really hated the school with passion. Plus I was feeling, okay, I'm not trying to sound proud, but I was feeling like I'm bright, like Mr. Kikwende Yoshule. I really don't want to go there. So my parents were like, now we don't know what to do with you. You've already done class 8 for the second time. and we still don't have the school fees. We don't want to go to the school that we can afford. What do you want? You know, that school had been given a nickname. People are calling it Mapenzi High School because I believe people were just saying a lot of relationship goes on in that school. So I was feeling like, no, I think I'm gonna waste myself when I go to that school. So I said no. I stayed at home. And one day I just woke up and told my mom, I can't continue staying at home. I want to go back to school. Like, what? What do you mean? For the third time? Yeah, I told her yes, because I don't have any other option. I don't know. I don't want to stay at home. I don't know what I should do. Let me just go try this one time. I feel like God is going to open a door for us. You know, my daddy was just looking at me, and according to me, in his mind, maybe he was feeling like he had failed me, and he was feeling so disappointed. And I just told them, you know what? I'm still young. I feel I'm still small in terms of age and even my body size. Let me just go be in school and keep myself busy over there as we try and wait to see if God is gonna open my way. So I wake up one Monday morning and I wear my school uniform and I'm at the gate of the school. So I just talked to the deputy in that school, and she directed me to the class that I was supposed to go. And when I went to the class, I find this female teacher that I don't want to mention her name because she was a very, very funny character, and the words she used to tell me, they used to piss me off as fuck. And let me not just mention her name because she might be watching my video. So the moment I went, I knocked the class and I entered. The first thing she said was, Firethi, Negukuru Taradawodhie. And I was like, for those who don't understand Hebrew, she called me by my name, Phyllis, don't you want to join high school? And I was wondering, what the hell could I be doing here if I have the money to join school? Those words really pissed me off. I was feeling so down, by the way. I felt so bad after she asked me such questions, and I just stayed there. The lesson was over, and when we went for break time, every student was like asking me. No, those were pupils back then. Yeah, everyone was like questioning me. Phyllis, gosh, umekuja kusoma for the third time, class 8. Kwani, what's wrong? I'm telling you, I was feeling pissed off. Like almost every teacher in that school was questioning me, and whenever I passed near people, I would feel they are discussing me. They're talking about me, asking themselves maybe what I'm doing in school for the third year in class 8. And that day was one hell of a day for me, but I had to stay in school. So when I went home, I was feeling so discouraged. I was feeling so down and crushed. I went and told my parents, you know what? That school, everyone is questioning me, and I feel like for my own peace, I can't stay in that school. Like I'm feeling humiliated, even by the teachers, you know. So my mom was there. She was feeling also so bad about it. I decided, mimi acha tu nikae nyumbani, let me just stay at home. God will just make a way. So I stayed at home for about 2 weeks, and it's at this point that I realized nothing is changing, no door is opening, and I was just continue to waste my time at home. So I decided, I woke up one morning and I told my daddy, I think I've had enough of staying at home. I'd rather now go face the humiliation. I think I'm ready to now face the humiliation. Chenye tu kitatokea kitokea juu sasa sina, otherwise na mimi na feel niko too wasted nikiwa home. So I go back to school and decides to ignore every negative comment. Of course, I had friends who were like comforting me, and remark you, these are the people that I had left in class 6 when I was completing the class 8. So I just decided, let me encourage myself and go back to school. So I go back to school. I studied for another 1 year. Yes, I did my Kcpe again. This is now 2012. Yes, I did my KCPE in November, and the results were out, and I scored 352. Then I get an admission letter from this school, provincial school. But then I'm telling you, I was feeling like problems had decided to pile at my home place. You know, we were living in rented houses. It's not all about me. We have my brothers, they also need support and they're still in school. My parents want to feed me, and mark you, they don't have a stable job. So you can imagine. I know some of you have maybe passed through this, just that you don't have the courage of talking about it. Maybe some of you have passed through this, and I thank God maybe I'll encourage someone, though it has taken me a long time to be able to discuss this with people. So there was no school fees now. Sorry. Well, hey, I've never felt so down in my life like this time. There's no school fees. So what do we do? I can't go back to school again. So I'll have to stay at home. So so people had been admitted to schools, and there's this one day that I knew it was I guess on a Tuesday. That's the day officially people were getting admitted to the different schools they were going. So I sat on this certain building, ilikuwa inaitwa Mombasa Star. It was somewhere up here, na huko chini kulikuwa na lami, so I could see people carrying their boxes with their parents, their mattresses, and I was there feeling like, oh my God, I should be there. I scored good marks. I should be joining school today, but oh my God, I was feeling so down. I cried. I remember watching people getting to their school, and I cried. I used to ask God so many questions. Like at some point I even felt like he hated me or something. I was young, I was innocent, I was feeling like I was being punished for something, which I didn't know what. So we started going to the jobs that my mom and dad were going. We could go to work. They used to be paid 250 a day. And I was this hardworking girl. I used to really work like a grown up. You know, I used to go to work with them. Maybe napata pesa zangu, maybe to by then I had shaved. I didn't have even bills. Maybe to buy my own lotion hivi, you know. Well, so this one day we went to work. Ilikuwa mbali. So someone calls my mom and tells her, there are two ladies who want to see you and Phyllis. My mom told them, hey, waambie labda warudi saa 8 because right now we are a bit far and we'll be back around 2. So tell them to come back at around that time. So when we come home, that day my brother was sick. He had some ear issues. I don't remember what the last born now. He's now in Form 2 in Kagema Boys. We thank God that he can now study peacefully. He was a small boy back then and he was sick. So the two ladies took her to the hospital and brought her back home. So when we went back home, the two ladies came. There were two female teachers. They were my teachers in primary. And I feel like I owe these ladies a lot. And I hope one day God is gonna bless me. And I'm just maybe going to appreciate them because, of course, I can't pay them back for what they did for me. So there was this lady teacher. She was called Teacher Anne. And another one called Mrs. Mirara. So they came and asked me, oh, I'm hearing this and this happened. Hata hujaenda shule na watu walishaenda shule. This is first term now. So Teacher Anne tells me, you know, this teacher had been given a transfer. Mi sijui alirudi aje kwenye tulikuwa. Juu after hata amerudi, she didn't stay like, I think she stayed for a month, then she went. So according to me, I felt like God was bringing her back for me. For me, peke yake tu mimi tu, then arudi aende kwenye ataenda. So she told me, I have this cousin of mine who lives in Geneva, and I think he might help me. That guy is called Ernest, and I've never met him. I can't even tell you how he looks like. Ernest, may God bless you so much. Because when he was told my story, he said, "You go with that admission letter, estimate the amount of money you want for the shopping, then I'm going to pay for the 2 terms that are remaining, that is second term and the third term, because of course first term ilikuwa ni kuisha inaisha sasa, so siwezi enda first term ishaisha hivyo." So this guy sent the money. Imagine my whole shopping, boxes, uniforms, yeah, like shoes, everything. He bought everything for me and then paid for my 2 terms. That is Form 1. What? Someone I don't know, someone I'm not related to by blood or by any means, nothing. Someone who doesn't even know you. Like outside here, we have people with very good hearts, and may God bless you for that. So ndo huyo mimi nimejoin shule as Form 2. So I study Form 1. I mean term 1, term 2, it's over now. We are in the second niko Form 2 sasa. So I was wondering, sasa nililipua Form 1 ilisha hivyo, school fees ya Form 2 Mungu wangu inatoka wapi? So there's this day, when you open school and the teachers are so busy telling you, go back home and come with the school fees. So I went back home. That is first term in Form 2. And there was this bishop, friend of mine, and he was a good friend to my parents. I felt like when I go home, I'm not gonna get any help. Let me go to this bishop and tell him my issues. He passed away last year. May his soul rest in peace. He was called Bishop Cairo, and that man was really a blessing in my life. So when I went to him, he told me, back then he was the chairman of the CDF in the area where I was learning, and he told me, whenever you're chased away from school, just be going to that office, tell them I've sent you. Either they write you a check, kama kuna check zimetoka by then, or they'll be writing a letter to your school to tell them to wait on when the funds will be released. You imagine, like everything was just flowing now for me. I was just seeing God in everything. So I study Form 2, Form 3 now comes. So ninasoma tu na mashida, kwingine nani anaambiwa tu angoje the money will be sent. So I study. So I'm in Form 3 now. Third term ikafika, the principal calls me and she's like, you know what, Phylis, I'm not gonna keep you in this school anymore. Your school fees has accumulated to 60-something thousand, and I just can't keep you here anymore. Go back, take your school fees. I mean, endea pesa. So when I was sent home, I knew home hata hakuna do. I sneaked back to school. They didn't notice. Nika sneak, get woman kama hayuko. I sneaked back to school, and kwa register, I talked with the prefect. She was sticking me absent. But it just took me a week and a half before I was noticed that niko shule. Then I was called. And this madam used to shout. Our principal used to shout at the top of her voice. Akanipigia kelele. You sneaked back in school, blah blah blah. Go, come with your mother. I want to tell her to take you to a day school where she can afford. We can't keep you here. Hey. So my mother comes now on a Monday. So I was sitting outside the office, and the way this lady was shouting at my mother, I just found my tears just flowing down, because she was shouting at her. Like, it was humiliating for her. And at this point I decided, nimekubali sasa, let me just go to a day school, nimalize sasa, tunaenda Form 4, nimalizie tu Form 4 huko juu. Sasa nimeona hakuna otherwise siwezi endelea kukaa huko, so tukaongea na mom, nikamwambia. So hiyo end term tulikuwa tukiclose, there was a meeting, so the parents were to come for a meeting, then go home with us. So she was told, when you're coming, come ready to pick her things and leave this school, right? Okay. So after I was out, my mom went home. On my way to class, I was just crying. So there's this class teacher of mine that was called Teacher Brian. Oh my God, Brian, wherever you are, may God bless you so much. Like, I have had so many guardian angels in my life who has touched my life in a very positive way. Brian being one of them. This teacher, tulikuwa tu tumezoeana. He was a friend of mine, and he was young. I think back then he was 25 years old. So you can see we could relate well. So he calls me, Phyllis, kwani what has happened? Why are you crying? Nikamwambia tu the whole story. We were open. There was no point of hiding anything. So I told him, I've been told this and this and this. Now he was like, well, will you allow me do something? Because I don't want you to kuhama hii shule. Nikamuliza, what do you want to do? Are you going to pay for my school fees? Told me, no, of course I don't have the money. I wish I had. I would pay for you. You are a good friend of mine. But since I don't have, would you please allow me to talk to these students? They assist me with at least each and every one of them to assist me with 50 shillings. Then we can see if we can clear the balance. I was like, guy, are you sure that's a good idea? Now, why will I be facing people here and they'll be saying, oh, alinishankia or something? He told me no. You just give me the go ahead, nikubalishe tu nifanye hivyo. I told him, it's okay, let's try, maybe it's going to work. In that school were about 1,000 students, and he talked to them, and they contributed close to the 60,000. And there was this club called Heart to Heart Club in high school. They also assisted me with around 10,000 shillings, you see. And that's how my school fees was cleared. It was cleared, and now I started learning without any mashida mingi. And I mean, those students were a blessing. I know most of them, although I was known by everyone in that school because somehow I was leading kwasiu, praise and worship and shit and blah blah blah. So I was known by everyone. Those students that were in Magomano Girls back then that contributed to help me that I wouldn't be chased out of school. Like, may God bless you. May God always make a way for you because you helped me out of your good heart. You just helped me si kufukuzwa shule. And of course, in my class, I had so many supportive friends. I remember this one lady called Gladys. She was called Gladys Wamboi. And this lady, we were not even close. Like, she was not my close friend. Ni wale tu mnasemanga you in the same class and you don't talk as much. Nobody knows the story. At times she could just keep quiet, anakuja ananipatia so nne, Phyllis, keep this as your pocket money, and in case you need. Hey Jesus, I mean, my life, I've been touched so many times in a positive way by people that I didn't expect, and I pray God will bless me that one day I'll also be a blessing to people. So that's how my school fees was paid, and I continued, nikafika form 4, nikasoma hadi nikamaliza na nikatoka shule. Oh gosh, maybe some of you might be seeing me here and you're like, this light skin girl is living her life as in akai kama amekula shida. Let me tell you, nobody's going to tell you stories of their lives. People are always showcasing their good life and the positive side of their lives, but it takes courage for me to talk, this and tell you, don't lose hope. Don't ever lose hope. It took me 3 years of waiting on God, but eventually he did it. You just don't give up. God is never late nor early, nor he's always on time. Although I had to wait for the 3 years, I feel like maybe kama singegoja, I wouldn't be having this testimony. And this sometimes encourages me whenever I feel like giving up about life, and I remember so many things that God has done for me. Of course, I'll be sharing my life with you and tell you what God has really done in my life, and you're going to be shocked up to the place where I am today. You won't believe it. God is an awesome God. God is a wonderful God. So don't ever doubt his presence in your life. That's the story of my life. I hope someone has been encouraged by this story. I hope I've touched someone in a positive way. Wherever you are, when you're feeling down, when you're feeling discouraged, remember that God always got plans for you. Again, if you have not subscribed to this channel, support your girl, please. Help me reach 1,000 subscribers. Support me, and let's continue growing this channel together as I continue to share the stories of my life and episodes of my life that maybe you don't know, and I'm sure you want to hear them. I love you so much. Thank you for watching this video. Bye.